Hello everybody and welcome back. I don't know whether it's night, noon or morning where you are, but I hope you're in good spirits and looking for a little bit of a look into football in Finland and Football Manager and a little bit about Finland. And in terms of a little bit about Finland, for I suppose a second show, we're going to test something out this time. It is something called Lakritsi Porteri. It's basically from the Laitlan brewery. It's a porter. I don't really drink beer, but this is local, and I think I should probably drink something local. Laitila is basically 45 minutes to an hour away, and so it's a localish beer. It is a porter. It smells like a porter. I drink like a glass of porter a year, or Guinness as most of you would know it. So this will be, I suppose I should do it for the cameras. This will be interesting. I've looked at it online. It gets a fairly high rating from somebody, but they do call it a bit of a boring porter. Well, it's more carbonated than I'm used to for Guinness. I think this may not be Guinness as I would understand it, or stout as I understand it. Sláinte. Can't remember the phrase here. We'll be talking about learning languages soon. Fizzier than I'd expect, but it's basically a stout. I'll enjoy that throughout tonight's show. Anyway, you've probably realised by now that one giant episode became one very big episode and one much shorter episode. So I hope you're up to date with all that. Tonight is the big one. TPS against FC Inter. That being a monster rivalry there. So it's a derby. I've had more questions than usual. I actually kind of weirdly feel a little bit more nervous than usual before a game. I suppose because I know people are going to be watching me fail. I mean, attempt. I will attempt. I don't intend to fail, but I've confidence in myself that I can. Anyway. This is the Turku derby. TPS were a big old team. According to a recent-ish poll, they were still something like the second most popular club in the country after HJK, which is to be expected, to be honest. HJK are gigantical, and they've got 28 leagues. TPS have 8. I think, or is it 6? Their last one was 1975, and they've been sort of up and down. It appears to me that most teams in the league since the 90s have been up and down. Teams have disappeared, they've changed names, they've reorganised, and so forth. TPS was founded in 1922 as a hockey club, I think, mostly. The hockey club is still very strong. I believe a couple of years ago the two separated. There's been financial difficulties for the FC. But they've got a huge overlap fan-wise. They're the other big team here. And this is kind of typical of a lot of clubs here in Finland. Many football clubs, not all, not FC Inter. Many football clubs are sort of pallaseuras, which is basically a sports club. And as a sports club, what you get is most of the time it's a hockey team, and it's a football team, and it's a salibandy team. Salibandy is probably going to be described as floorball or bandy. Basically, it's, like I said before, I think hockey, except indoors and with a ball and no ice. So it's neither hockey that I would understand growing up in the Anglosphere, I suppose, or American or Finnish people might understand growing up in a world where, well, hockey means it's on ice. But they're huge. They're a massive club. They wear all black kits in the hockey. I've been to see a few games here with my kid. My kid loves them, partly because it's the first hockey team he's got to watch, and it's the first sport he's seen in months live. And it'll be interesting if we get to go to a game because they wear the colours of his favourite team. Redmond's favourite team is Juventus. TPS wear black and white stripes. Hopefully you can see a little thingy going up on the screen there now with the black and white stripes. They're not... I mean, there's a lot of clubs here in Turku and a lot of multi-sport clubs. The first ever team here was a club called IFK Abo, which is a Swedish football team, which set up first, I think, in 1909 or sometime like then. And there have been various different teams. The 1952 Olympics team, which I was talking about briefly the other night, their team consisted of a number of players from a couple of different clubs here. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but they still exist, but on a very, very low level. A lot of the teams that existed in the 1950s everywhere have disappeared outside of, the massive leagues like, Britain, Scotland, Ireland, all the big teams that everybody follows. So beyond that, we have this big derby. There is a third major team, or considerable team here in Louisville, called Tuto, which is Turun Tokaivite. I'll have to look it up. You'll see it, and I'll have links to the clubs, by the way, as well, so you can actually look them up yourself. Tuto is a hockey team that's also a football team. I think they play in the Kakonen, which is the third tier. TPS this year in real life are in the Ikonen, which is the second tier. They got relegated last year through promotion playoff, and it was bloody hard to find the details about it. From what I can tell, they may not be playing in the Veritas Stadium this year, because I think the last time they were down the divisions, they were playing somewhere else in something like the upper field of a sports centre. That sounds great for professional football, doesn't it? But according to their Wikipedia page, they've had problems playing at Veritas, and the deal wasn't particularly good for them. They're still very popular. And according to Football Manager here, they had 3,000 plus for their first home game. For this game, they're expecting over 6,000. And the derbies here are big. There's no getting away from it. I don't necessarily think that they're massively attended all the time. I think their biggest ever attendance for any game was actually a derby where it hit 9,000. Sorry, for any league game was a derby which hit 9,000. Their biggest ever attendance, TPS, by the way. And this is a club that's done well. In the 80s, they were qualifying for Europe frequently. Their biggest ever game was a home game against Inter Milan in the second round of the UEFA Cup. They'd won the first. It was the second leg as well, and they won the first leg 1-0 in the San Siro. Let me root out for a second. I'm going to find you the name of the guy who scored the goal, and it was. There's a video, and I'll also give a link to it. Mika Aaltonen. He scored the goal. It's actually a really good goal. You should have a look at that goal. You'll be impressed with that goal. He scored that goal at the San Siro, beating Walter Zenga. Late on in the game, it looked like Lothar Matthäus came really close to an equaliser, lobbing from an awkward angle, but hit the butt of the post and was cleared. The return leg here in Turku ended up as a win to Inter Milan. That was a 2-0 win, so they went through. Some suggestions are that it's 4-1. It doesn't matter really. The fact of the matter is Inter went through, but TPS came bloody close. They gave him a bloody nose in the San Siro, and Aaltonen on the back of that got a transfer to Inter. Never played a league game for them, went on loan to a couple of places, wandered all around. He had a bit of a career, but he was I think 22 or 23 when he scored the wonder goal, and after that it just wasn't the same, to be honest. He played in a few different places, a few different countries. Eventually, injuries led to him retiring about the age of 29, which is sad. When you've got that much of a future ahead of you, for it to fizzle out. And it was that was 1987. About 2-3 years later, FC Inter set up. Interesting that they called themselves after the team who came here and beat TPS. Interesting as well that we have Inter Milan colours for FC Inter and Juventus colours for TPS. Tepsi they're known as. They're also, it's generally called TPS in the chants at the hockey. Anyway, I'm not certain of these things. I'm just kind of getting a feel for it. But either way, I find it interesting that we have today on screen a Finnish recreation of the Derby d'Italia. Better with less carbonation there. Now that the fizz has gone out a bit, I'm enjoying it more. Not that I'm going to become a massive stout drinker, but this is okay once in a while. I promise you I will try something completely different the next day. Maybe a marmalade or a soda or who knows what. If you have ideas what I should be trying, apart from red meat, no, I'm not going to eat reindeer. My wife and child had reindeer this evening and they loved it. Good for them. I'm not going to be eating red meat. I'm not going to be eating bird, but I'm willing to try all kinds of weird and wonderful. So, with that, I think we should start a new series as well. Now that I've talked a bit about TPS, Tuto, and all these other clubs, let's start learning a little bit of Finnish, because, we might as well. So the first word we're going to actually look at is the word for football. Jalkapallo. Now, I've probably got terrible pronunciation on that, but jalkapallo is basically, when you're looking at Paulusure, if you see a section or a thing on a click on the web page that says Jalkapallo, that's the football. It might take slightly different things, but if you see J in the names of any of the Finnish teams, especially when you see like SJK and stuff like that, the J is Jalkapallo or JK is Jalkapallo. So HJK is Helsingin Jalkapallo, which is basically Helsinki Football Club. It's not nearly as exciting a name as it sounds, but it's actually pretty cool. So SJK is Soinen or someplace, Jalkapallo, and so on and so forth. And similarly, so Turun Paulusure is basically Turku Football Club. Turku Sports Club. So I hope that helps. So it's really weird if you think about it that we have a team called FC Inter, because FC is not a thing. Really and truly, it just isn't a thing here. So I'll be interested to keep an eye out for other teams that have an FC. Very English structure, football club. Although Barcelona use it too. Many teams use it. But generally you'll see Paulusure or Jalkapallo as the names for teams. So that's your little lesson. Hopefully we'll all learn a little bit of Finnish together. On with the game. So they've played twice. I think they've lost twice, seeing as they're 12th. Let me get the overview. Yeah, they've lost twice. They lost to Mariehamn in the first game, and then they lost, having been a goal up against HJK, they conceded 3. It happens. Oh, while we're here, actually, look. PS, and then you've got FC Lahti. I think they may have been a club that was at one point a successor to Kushiti Lahti, who played in the 90s. They played in Europe in the 90s, I think. We've got an SJK, we've got an HJK. Mariehamn is an IFK, which suggests to me that it's a Swedish-speaking club. And I think the islands there are generally Swedish-speaking, though administratively Finnish. There's a bit of a history here between Sweden, Finland, and Russia. Russia and Sweden were big colonial or imperial powers, and at different points they controlled Finland. It's really only in the 20th century that Finland had any independence, but that's a story for a different day. Let's have a look at the match preview. See, we're wearing the red. I don't like the red, but that's me. Against basically looks like Juventus. 6-4, we're the favourites. We're 7th. We're inconsistent, but we're not poor. We've played one friendly, ended in a draw. Late goal for them in that little silly friendly competition I set up. Onduku even, broken ankle. That is very, very disappointing. I'd hoped he might become fairly consistently important for us. Looks like we're not going to see him for a couple of months. Let me see anything else we need to know about. Yeah, a lot of talk. Like I said, I'm a little bit nervous. There's a strong wind playing at the Veritas. They're going to be playing. Come on, show me what I want to see. looks like they're going to be playing similar to us, 4-1-4-1 as they're calling it here, but really 4-3-3 if you look at it. Nobody particularly of note except Thomas Adretsky, who is, if we look down here, show me. Oh, it doesn't actually. Either way, his brother is my guy, who I have on the subs. Not going to bring him on. I'm not really wanting to change too much. Last week we did well. I know the Ilves are muck, but at the same time, Talo, similar to the other guy. I don't want to. I know Ilves are muck, but I do want to try and make the most of a winning mentality. So you can see major change is Helmke gets kept. Ademi comes in for on Turku. I do have Mikitalo available again. Actually, I forgot Hadretsky is still on the injury table. No point in putting him in the squad if he's not going to do it. I also got news that Sheriff at 20 years and 107 days or whatever it is the youngest scorer in the history of the Premier League, which means that the history of the Premier League here in the Veikkausliiga, as it is in Finland, dates back to the beginning of season 2019 for things like this. Positive I'm going to be. You can see there's good relations there between wingers and full backs and the centre half pairing. This is a little bit up in the air because we've brought in Moonpa hadn't played an awful lot until maybe the last 3 games in that position. I think I'd had him in midfield rather than defensive mid. Guevara and Helmke didn't really play many games together. That was the first time I think they were both on the field at the same time. I could be wrong. I think we had a 3-man midfield for a while, but either way, Helmke's goal puts him as our kind of standout player, but honestly, everybody knows it's Mansali because everybody loves Mansali. Proceed to match. Yes, please. Dumb, de-bleed and dumb. Another drop of this stuff. Pardon me, I'll turn this down a little bit. I like the atmosphere that in the background. I don't like it to be deafening. So Helmke is now my star player, it looks like. Oh, it does that. I didn't expect it to do that. It wasn't meant to do that. FC Inter will edge this game. Mansali has the most assists. Jani Virtani, or whatever it is. Is it Virtani? Virtanen is their star. Highest rating, golden appearance. That's all right. So let's have a look. Dressing room and tunnel. Ooh, it's making me very nervous. Team talk. Set opposition instructions first. Let's have a look at that. Where's Jani Virtanen? He is left-footed, but he's playing on the right. Oh, snaky. Let's change that up by saying. So let's put him always. Let's press him as well. I don't trust these tricky players. And he's clearly their star, by the way. It looks 2 left-footed players? This is a world gone mad. No wonder. Now, a club legend warned me about this fella. Estonian, fairly handy. Not got a lot of acceleration or pace, to be honest. Doesn't mean we're going to be ignoring him. Let's see what Kauppi has in his engine. Right-footed. Adretsky, right-footed. McKendry. Right-footed again. Again, I'll not worry about these boys. And finally, their goalkeeper, Lorilla. Right-footed as well. So I think we're set to go. What does Virtanen have to say? My Virtanen, not the other Virtanen. Some problems motivating themselves to play for you. Well, if Helmke's motivations last week are anything to go on, he'll be fine. Let's see. So, clear minds. No, I don't do that. You know I don't do that. Let's try the fans thing. Oh! I seldom get a good response to do it for the fans. I'm now getting really nervous that everybody's expecting this to go a lot better than I'd seen before. Okay, midfield, I have faith in you, go out and make a difference. That's not actually made much difference to anybody. What did I say to Sheriff last time? What did I tell him? More, I believe you got what it takes. Yes, he's happier. Okay, is everybody happier today? Well, no one of these unhappier. End team talk. Tunnel conversation. Little by way of surprise. Are you confident? If we play as well as we have to. Passion for the derby. Always passion. Real buzz around the ground all week. Yeah, hopefully we can harness it. Harness it, not harness it. There they are having their chat. Get on with it, lads. Do it. Apparently, they were reckoning about 6,200 at the game. I think they said about 800, 400 or 800. I can't remember. I should pay more attention to the figures in attendance. I think this has set itself up for sidelines. Yeah, let's very quickly put that on director. Yeah, let's go comprehensive today. It's a big game, folks. We don't want to mess around with a big game, do we? We want to see it for all its glory and worth. Let me see where we at. Did he just sort of forwards moonwalk? What of it? As long as he's not scoring and they're letting us score, we'll be okay. Last time we were up twice when we were playing away. I'm hoping... Did he just save that? That was a weird freeze. As always, the goals will be uploaded if there are goals. Let's see what happens. I hate it when it goes straight across the goal because it always feels like it's going to end up being a penalty. Okay, lads. Here we go. Ojala's generally fairly good on the free kicks as he kicks it straight into somebody's face. Yeah, that was a bit of a damp squib. Mansali, good delivery generally, as he ends up kicking it straight to somebody's head. Come on, Cammy, good man. Oh, good pass in difficulty. Good man, Guevara. Oh. Well, hey, you took a shot, and that's got to count for something. Had 2 shots, but none on target to their 1. Which was somehow parried by Moisander. Not what I wanted from the Sheriff there. Mantila. Here we go. Mansali. Now, Ademi, pass it to Mansali. Good man. That is the only ball you need to make. Who then wins a corner. We've been doing okay on corners, I think. By and large. Oyala. Again, similar to me always fearing it's going to be a penalty when it goes across like that, I'm also hoping I'm going to get given a penalty. I did like that glimpse, I think, in the crowd. If you look, yeah, there's a rainbow flag. Good on these guys. I have some respect for the imaginary TPS of this, or the fans of the imaginary TPS. Let's see. 6 7s and 6 8s, both teams. Nobody's looking particularly good, nobody's looking particularly bad. That's Yala. Oh no. He's cursed with a name that's always going to make it sound more exciting than it is. So every time he gets the ball, it sounds like I'm much more excited than I should be. And maybe I am. Yellow card for Cammy. And a free kick given away. Wow, they're really finding everybody's faces today. Go on, Elmka. Just the two of you. Oh, ooh, that's a good break. And that's a poor ball. Go on, Markula. You're generally a good crosser of the ball. Ah, you dirty gutter snipe. Show that man some grief. Now, Mansali, good cross in. Oh, Mantila doesn't get enough on him. Just going to tell you now. Just going to say I'm not going to be buying stocks in Lakritsi Porteri because if I get it in kind, I won't get my dividend in kind. I won't be happy. Not a big Porter fan. Nothing wrong with it. I actually understand what they mean by a bit boring. Nothing wrong with it. It's not my bag. Come on, tap, 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 pass it along. Technically, for some reason, it's described. My tactics are described as a variation on gegenpressing. I don't see it myself, but I'm willing to take it. I like to press, but it does seem to mean that with this team anyway, I don't have a lot of the ball. I say this in the middle of something like 17 pass move or setup here. This is actually some really delightful tipping the ball along. Can we make it tiki-taka when we get down to the end? Nope. Not quite. That was a serious number of passes there. I'm half tempted to pause and pull it back, but that would be tedious. Go on, Nademi. Get it back into the mix. Moonpaw. Yeah, he's off. Yeah, good. Pass it. God, we're really annoying the TPS fans. This pleases me greatly. Oh, we have it back again. We're pretty dominant here. You know, we're just running the ball around, making it do the work. I've not had a team make so much out of the ball. It really does. Oh! I think he meant that as a cross. But does it count as a shot? It probably does. Still, no, it couldn't do because that would have been on target. Oh God, that would have been disgusting. 3 shots. Yeah, we do appear to have the run of play here. Oops. He said before immediately conceding a goal. Go on, Helmke. Do your German thing. That appears to be his German thing. Good ball. Good control. Good God, another corner. It does bring up, watching this game, an interesting question about Italian football. I don't really think of any teams that play in red. You know, Roma come close. They play in sort of a maroon. We're dominating possession, actually. I should have known. They generally play maroon. But there's not really... I mean, let me know in the comments if you can think of any of the Italian clubs that kind of play in all red. Because that's ruining this Derby d'Italia. Oh, Guevara, you tease. Thought that was going to be on target. Still no shot on target. 6 shots, lot of the possession. Generally, one of those stats that comes up suggests that most of our goals are scored after we've had possession for longer periods of time. That was a an embarrassing sliding tackle. Get in on Hadrechki. He's pretty decent. This looks to have... What I was going to say is, this looks to have much more bite in the play than my massive attacks that are all over the place and that we're crossing the field and maintaining the ball for long stretches of time. 1-0 to the other team. And of course, your man's brother. Come on, lads. You need to do better here. Helmke going on his own, but not going anywhere on his own. Come on, Ademi. Good cross in. Hopes, but hopes in vain. Make changes. Yeah, we're like utterly dominant here. We've not been nearly as dominant in our other games. I suppose better to go in a goal down at half time and win the game than to be leading at half time and lose it, which we've done. Oh, that was a remarkable ball. Nobody in the hole behind. Everybody pressing in. I think we might need to make a little shake-up positionally. Come on, lads, get the ball out of there. So I'm presuming they've gone up to 6th because we've dropped a position on the back of it. Yeah, Oyala's not doing great. Sheriff's not doing great. Kami's not doing great. Markula's not doing great. Oh my god. Oyala's doing great. Oyala's doing fine. Ignore that. It was bound to happen he'd score one of those. Glad he's got one at the half. Let's have a look at that. Through the wall and through the goalkeeper. I mean, if that goalkeeper had to just stand, his head would have knocked that out of the play. Out. Half time, folks. Or not quite. Nearly, though. I drank there because I think it's probably more interesting to watch the gameplay while I'm silent than to look at the stats while I'm having a drink. Okay, come on. Get that ball back. Drechkin and Vertanen. How do we sort those out legally? I was meant to say earlier when I was watching that bit of footage from... and you should check it out. The YouTube will be in the description. The footage from Internazionale against TPS. It pleased me no end to see on repeated occasions cutaways to Giovanni Trapattoni, the manager of Inter at the time, looking increasingly enraged and infuriated. It's always fun to see a famous manager disappointed like that. So we've won it back more. Impressive breaking into the final third, and Kami has lost it more than anyone else. Lost and recovered. Good conversion of... We've had one shot on target, we've scored it. We've converted better with our shots on target out of the 7 shots. Yeah, dominant in possession. Let's have a look at the stats. Stat-wise, yeah, we looked the better team. We've had more clear chances in that we've had one. We've had taken fewer long shots. We've not been wasting our use of the ball. Better pass completion, more passes attempted. We've got more passes completed than they've attempted. Some cross completion, but we've tried an awful lot. Some of them had to connect. We've not won as many tackles, but we've not made as many, which again suggests we are playing better. A greater percentage of our headers. More yellow cards. Run 4 kilometers more than they have, which is seeming to be the standard amount. Not much worse than they. So Sheriff's probably going to get the heave-ho. I'm going to have to talk to the two boys at the back. I don't want to make 3 subs at the half. Player ratings, anything to note there? Not really. It's all much as you would expect. No formation changes, which might be why I should change formation. We'll see. In the analysis, yeah, look at that. I mean, we're dominating them in all areas of the field. Got a better scope of attacks. I'm gonna ease off on the left. I think that might not be a bad idea. Both got 8.2s for our best player and 6.4s for our worst. Oh, actually, did I finish that? No, I need the feedback. What does he have to say? Short pass doing well. Try more short passes. Yeah, yes, very, very good. I think I have that in. Attacking set pieces are doing well. Adrechki getting too much space. Making things happen. We need to close them down. Long range efforts. So let's sort out their players first. Adrechki, let's mark him tighter as well. And honestly, let's go in hard. I'm not ashamed to do that. We do what we need to do the things we need to do. Otherwise, I think that's what we need to do on that side of things. Let's have a chat, lads. Do this for the fans. I mean, do this for the fans sounds a lot better than go out there and give these fans their money's worth. Actually, let's go make that passionate. Guevara. Good man, Guevara. Okay, let's talk specifically to Markula and Cami, who I expect better of. They're not pulling their weight. I think I'll change Sheriff. I'm not happy with your performance, lads. The players reacted positively, but Montila didn't. So let's close that and pull up this. You've been unlucky so far, good effort. Now Moonpaw is not happy. God, is this just going to sort of slide down the team? Okay, actually I need to talk to Oyala and tell him I'm pleased with him. It's literally, this unhappiness is sliding downwards. Okay, everybody's a lot happier now, except Sheriff, but he's going off, isn't he? Actually, let's talk to him calmly. Will we give him a go, folks? Let's give him a go. We'll give him 15 minutes. Everybody's kind of upbeat. Let's see if we can pull it back. Let me see. Now, what we need to have happen is for us to score another goal. Let's put that up and out of the way. Come on, Moonpa. Nice. Oh, I was meant to change the focus from the left. Offside me rear end. Just gonna change the focus here very quickly. We'll take it off that. And we'll see what happens when we do this. Get onto that. Oh, that's a nice little back heel. Moisander. So improvement from Markula. That's something. Helmke gliding through the defence. Literally. Corner. We can deal with the corner. They wait 5 minutes to bring on a sub? Baffles. Helmke again. So apparently Helmke is taking an intensive language course in Finnish, which is costing us €550 a week. €550 on top of his wage, which has got to be in excess of €300 a week. So I'm kind of hoping I'm going to get money, me values worth out of him. Sheriff's going to be coming off unless he scores literally in this clip. Come on, Markula. Ooh, okay. That was unexpected. Let's see if Mansali can find the head of Sheriff. No, he finds the hands of Lorilla. Okay. Time to say goodbye. Let's have a quick gawk. Markula has not done great. Cammy has gotten worse. And Sheriff has gotten worse. So Sheriff's gone. I'll bring on Furul. I'm positive I'm messing that name up badly, and we'll change it to a pressing forward kind of a thing. And Markula's got to go, which I don't like because I like Markula. Oh no, actually it's Cammy's worse. Cammy, you reprobate. Hoskonen, probably the better choice here. And don't think I need to do anything else there. Change this a little bit. Let's hit earlier crosses. Stop that and be more expressive. Can we get much shorter passing? Let's play for the set pieces. And Furolm's fairly big, so let's float those crosses. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's give the team, the new players a talk. Hoskonen. No pressure. No difference. And faith in you. No difference. Let's go, boys. Destiny awaits for a derby game. And nothing much happens, but the ball goes immediately down the other end. And there's nobody to take that. How on earth was he offside? He looked super onside. I'll take it. Don't pass back to the goalkeeper after 2 games ago. He doesn't focus enough. Oh, good man. Go on, Furolm. This is your time. This is your chance. This is another throw-in. Looks nice and full, the stadium. Not so many behind the goal, which suggests that they might be an intelligent people, because I find behind the goal is generally a terrible place to watch a game from. Oh, Yala, come on. Let's see you do something magical. Okay, we're passing it all the way back. That's a centre half who's quite deep. No, don't do that. No, God, don't get a second own goal. The last time he made a back pass, it did not end well. Montula, don't dick about. Good. Okay. When Mansali has the ball, I'm generally happy enough. Go on for all. Go on for all. Oh, you're at a terrible angle. And was that a cross? I hope that was a cross. Because if that wasn't a cross, I should be cross. Ooh. Elmka nearly did something magical there. Proper order for the amount it's costing me to teach him Finnish. I do like that, by the way, that you can send players on leadership courses and on coaching courses and to learn the language, because I get it that you pick up some, but you don't pick up enough, and it takes a long time. And Finnish is pretty hard. It's not an Indo-European language, so it's if you're an Indo-European, oh come on, you can do it this time. Oh man, how many shots will he have before he scores a goal? In real life, Furuholm has done really well for Inter. He scored something like 9 goals last year, top scorer for the team. But in Football Manager, he has not done well for me. I'm going to blame either the algorithm or the poor manager, because I'm sure the real life player clearly can do it. He clearly is up to it. He is not here. Let's have a pause for a moment. Markula has not improved at all. Ademi's not doing well. Who do I have to bring on? Mumpa's doing okay. My midfielders are doing grand for the most part, with himself accepted. I could try putting Penning, Kangas, Timo in there, but I don't think that's going to work. Makatilo is... Let's go for a tactical thingy. Let's go wild. And put somebody in there to give the boss man a little bit of help. Makatilo has been generally pretty good. He's not great in any of those, so let's pull him back. And let's try instead Kuningas. He's not had a lot of games for me. It's not his fault. He got injured. Could put him as an attacker. Pressing forward. Let's call that attack. Pull him over here. And Elmka shouldn't be a DLP. He should be a box-to-boxer. Oops. This is what happens when the manager is somewhat of a moron. Okay, last throw of said dice. Can I get him more of a... He's not great as a career. Yeah. Let's chance this. Give team talk. I have faith. Because you gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. You gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. Right, let's see what we have. 15 minutes left. Time enough to get a winner. It's been much more even, but still dominated in terms of possession by us. Got a few shots on target now. Still have more shots than them. Let's risk it for a biscuit. Go attacking. Yeah. I think we're shading the game, but only shading it. It's an away game. I shouldn't complain. Oyala. He's not going to pass. Oh, go on, Hoskonen. Ah, you're so close, and yet so far. I can't speak for you as the viewer, But it does feel strong. Ooh, nasty glitches here. Come on, get that ball out of there. That was not fun. Just want that on record. I did not enjoy that moment. Couple of... Virtanen. Moisander now quick. Horse that up the field to one of our lads. Furon, not done great. He's had a lot of chances. He's not used any of them. Might be better to just use him as a battering ram to tire out the opposition and then sweep in. Now, oh God, Kaningas. That was not good. To the point that I'm beginning to worry that we're going to concede. Good man, Haskonen. Okay, Markula's improved to 6.5. That's something. It's not a good game at all. Losing every ball. Have snuffed out Hadrechki, which I think is definitely a positive. Unfortunately, they have other people, including the amazing Leaning Man. Come on, push him out, push him out, push him out. I'm not liking these glitches in the game, or I can't see what's going on. I just have this awful feeling I'm going to look up and then it's suddenly a goal. Oh, and it's suddenly a goal. Of course, Hadrechki set it up. Long season. Dominated the game. Got 30 seconds to score. And they're playing tippy-tappa around the back. Come on, guys. Horse that into the centre. Sure, have a cup of tea while you're waiting. Furon. Your real life counterpart must be so much better than you, but I think you're a muck. Kick the ball and get it over with. Really surprised at the result, to be honest. Yeah. Problem is, we have the shots. They're not on target. 60% possession, but only 4 shots out of 12 on target. Our worst player is worse than theirs, Markula. Looking quickly at the stats. We ran more than them. Again, the average of 8 kilometers per game stays with us. They did better than us. They deserve it because we didn't take 4 clear-cut chances. They took 2 goals out of nothing. Boo, I say. Boo. Did they change their formation in the end? No, we did. And we suffered. The funny thing is, they came from down the right, and that's where they got it. Our goal came from a set piece. Not particularly impressive. Look at that. So much more of the ball. So much broader possession on the field. What did Virtanen have to say? Hadrechki still getting too much. Julian Guevara skinned. Most of them have been long-range efforts. What did it say in our stats? Long-range, long shots. Yeah, 8 long shots out of their 9 shots on goal. Well, folks, I'm gonna... Yeah, performance was disappointing. I'm gonna be assertive about that, which is like one step short of aggressive, I suppose. Yeah, you better be mostly fired up, because yous were muck. Not happy with your defensive work. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Neither strike attack, yeah. Not happy with your finishing. Yeah, he said nothing. And well, he may say nothing. Well, folks, that's it for me for this time round. Hopefully, who are we playing next? Let me find out who we're playing next. Oh yeah, we've got like a load of games in a short space of time. We have... I'll come back for the cup game. You don't need to see the Honka game. I should be able to win the cup game. I should bloody well be able to win the Honka game as well, for that matter. 6,645 at that game. It's a decent turnout. Much better than turned up for the Ilves game. So I'll be back in time for the MP game in the cup. I'll see you then, folks. Be good, and yeah, see you soon.